It is 1 year today that I get to say I am celebrating my very first year in my loc journey. I started my loc journey July 4th last year. Today marks my very first year. And when I say I am in love with my hair, I am in love with this journey. I am so glad that I decided to take on this challenge because, honey, keeping up with this has been absolutely, it has been a journey. It has been a joy. It has been sorrowful because I have made some mistakes. And let's just talk about some of the things I wish I had done and some of the things I'm glad I've done. So the things that I wish I had done, and it only happens when it's time for me to retie or retie my hair. When it's time for me to retie my hair, I'm like, why didn't you give yourself a grid? Because I did not give myself a grid, I have found that I have interlocked some of my other hair with some of my other locks. And again, I'm okay with it. It only bothers me when it's time for me to go back and retie my hair. Otherwise, I'm okay. I mean, I could probably, I don't want to undo it, but I can feel one over here. It's normally, of course, when I want, oh, here, is this it? Nope. Anyway, there's one over here for sure. You know what? I think this one is it. It's just that it is finally, yeah, this is it. This is one that I had to kind of link together. Can you see that? I don't even know if you can see what I'm trying to show you. There we go. This is one that I've had to go back and just finally just interlock it together because I had interlocked it too much and too many times that finally I just had to twist both of them together to make it one lock. So I wish I had, again, only when it's time for me to retie, given myself a grid. What I also wish I had done, started earlier, like to have this much joy in watching how my hair has done its own thing, how it's flourished. I really, truly wish that I had started my journey earlier. But again, those are two things I wish I had done. Two things that I'm glad that I did was, I'm glad that I did it myself. I'm glad that I did not pay to have someone install it because I'm so fickle when it comes to my hair. You know, from, coloring it to cutting it off. I mean, I am so fickle with my hair. What I did not want to do is pay $1,000+ to have my hair or my locks installed and then turn around like, I don't like it. So I'm really glad that I did the DIY route. And what else am I glad that I did? I'm also glad that I've allowed my hair to kind of do what it wants to do and not join in all the reindeer games, AKA the rules. So I know in my last conversation, I talked about how with my locks, I didn't know if I was going to interlock. I didn't know if I was going to put knots in my lock, or I didn't know if I was going to twist. And then toward the end of the video, I was like, I think I'm going to put knots in. Why? Because I had not locked my hair since my 8th month. I had not done anything. So I decided, okay, I'll just wait till month 12, which is again today, and I will go ahead and just put the knots in my lock. Well, I was going and I was putting the knots in my lock in parts of my hair, and I realized I didn't like the texture. So when it was time for me to basically do this, and it took me 3 days now, 3 days. I was coming home from work and I would take a chunk at a time, but it took me a total of 3 days to do it all. But in the end, I decided to retie my hair because that is what I am most comfortable with. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that I jumped on this journey. I'm glad that, I'm allowing my hair to flourish in the way. And let me go ahead and show you before my 5 minutes runs out what it's looking like. All right, bye y'all.